The 1973 half-dollar coin is an interesting piece of American numismatic history that collectors and coin enthusiasts often look at with curiosity. When we talk about the 1973 half-dollar without a mint mark, we are essentially discussing the coin that was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. Coins made in Philadelphia during that era typically did not carry a mint mark, which is why the absence of a mint mark on a 1973 half-dollar automatically connects it to Philadelphia. This coin is part of the Kennedy half-dollar series, which began in 1964 as a tribute to the late President John F. Kennedy after his tragic assassination in November of 1963. The Kennedy half-dollar quickly became both a circulating coin and a commemorative item cherished by Americans, making it one of the most collected U.S. coins of the modern era. The design of the 1973 half-dollar is a continuation of the Kennedy half-dollar design introduced in 1964. On the obverse side, you will see the left-facing portrait of President John F. Kennedy, designed by Gilroy Roberts. His initials jar are found on the truncation of the bust. The inscriptions include the word Liberty arcing around the top edge of the coin, the year 1973 at the bottom, and the national motto, "In God We Trust," divided on either side of Kennedy's portrait. On the reverse, the design by Frank Gasparo features a presidential seal, with a heraldic eagle holding an olive branch in its right talon and arrows in its left, symbolizing the nation's desire for peace but readiness for defense. Above the eagle's head are 13 stars and a glory of rays. The words United States of America surround the top, and the denomination half-dollar is inscribed at the bottom. This powerful imagery gives the coin a patriotic character and connects it deeply with American identity. The 1973 half-dollar is made from a copper-nickel clad composition, rather than silver. This composition became standard after 1971, when the U.S. Mint shifted away from issuing silver for circulation coins, except in special collector's issues. The coin has a weight of 11.34 grams and a diameter of 30.6 millimeters. Its edge is reeded, giving it a textured feel and making it harder to counterfeit. Because it is clad, its intrinsic metal value is very close to its face value, unlike the earlier silver Kennedy half-dollars from 1964 and the special 40% silver issues made between 1965 and 1970. In terms of mintage, the Philadelphia Mint produced a substantial number of 1973 half-dollars. Over 64 million examples were struck without mint marks. Because of this large production, the coin is generally considered common and is widely available to collectors in circulated grades. In circulated condition, a 1973 half-dollar without mint mark usually trades at or just slightly above its face value of 50 cents. In most cases, if you find one in your pocket change, it is worth only about 50 cents to $1. Collectors who specifically collect the Kennedy half-dollar series might still be interested, but the high mintage keeps prices low for circulated coins. However, condition always plays a role in coin values. A circulated coin with wear, scratches, and handling marks will be valued very modestly. On the other hand, an uncirculated coin with no signs of wear, strong luster, and a sharp strike can command a higher premium. In mint state condition, a 1973 half-dollar can be worth anywhere from a few dollars to perhaps $15 or $20, depending on the grade. Coins that have been graded by professional grading services, such as PCGS or NGC, and assigned a very high mint state grade like MS-66 or MS-67, can bring even more from collectors who want top-quality examples. Proof versions of the 1973 half-dollar were also made at the San Francisco Mint, carrying an S mint mark. But since we are focusing on the no mint mark coin from Philadelphia, those proof issues are not part of this discussion. Still, it is worth mentioning that collectors sometimes confuse regular business strikes with proof or special strikes, so it is always important to check the details. The Philadelphia 1973 half-dollars were struck for circulation and are typically not rare, but careful collectors do search through them looking for errors or varieties. Error coins are another factor that can increase value. Like with many coins, the 1973 half-dollar sometimes shows minting mistakes, such as double dies, off-center strikes, clip planchets, or other anomalies. If you happen to have a 1973 half-dollar with a significant error, it could be worth far more than face value. depending on the error type and visibility. Such coins can bring in tens or even hundreds of dollars. This is why collectors often check these common coins carefully for unusual features. In today's market, the realistic value of a 1973 half dollar without a mint mark in average circulated condition is between 50 cents and $1. Dealers often sell them in bulk, and coin roll hunters frequently encounter them. Because they are clad coins with no silver content, they are not sought after for their metal value. Instead, their interest lies in their connection to the Kennedy series, the history behind them, and the fact that they represent a piece of the 1970s era U.S. coinage. For higher-grade uncirculated examples, as mentioned earlier, prices can rise into the range of several dollars, and for top-end certified coins, into the tens of dollars. Overall, while the 1973 half dollar without mint mark may not be a highly valuable coin in circulated condition, it remains an important collectible for those who enjoy building complete Kennedy half-dollar sets. It tells a story about U.S. coinage in the post-silver era, reflects the lasting memory of President Kennedy, and provides collectors with an affordable way to own a piece of American history. If you have one of these coins, its value is modest, but its historical and sentimental worth can be far greater than its market price. For those starting in coin collecting, this coin offers an accessible and meaningful entry point.